Here we go, Saturday single track, Las Vegas, Nevada. Hey guys, Stanley King here. Got another great one for you. We're hitting what we call the Happy Trail.
Got a pretty good group today.
It's a pretty good group of guys. I couldn't believe how many trucks were in the parking lot, how many beautiful bikes were coming out. And I looked around and I thought, man, I got some really cool friends here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We hit the fast, flowy stuff, some technical, some whooped out stuff, but I mean, it was just smile from ear to ear all day long. Had a couple guest riders too. There was Danny and Tyler came out with us, which is kind of cool. And they said the funniest thing. They said, hey, you know, these other guys said, hey, these guys are some riders. And Danny said, you know, hey, I'm a rider. I watched that dude. He was on a 14 beta. That guy was hauling the mail. It was pretty wild, but everybody on this day, it was this beautiful spring day. The temperature was perfect. We were just pinned fourth, fifth gear, going through some incredible single track. Look at this. This is a hill climb that a lot of times is pretty loose, and a lot of us, we get up there and we kind of make a yard sale as people lay it all over the place. But man, today everybody was just on it. I don't know how I was able to do this, but I was just letting this 300 XC chug up the hill. Just had it perfect right between the the clutch and letting it lug and almost letting the motor die. But man, I rolled right up the hill. It was just so cool to be able to do that. It's nice when you make the hill climb. They're always easy when you make it, right? But there's James. He went up first, and yeah, and this is where it got interesting. It got really fast. We call this the hammer trail because you lay down the hammer. They also call it the Thigh Master. But I don't know what was possessing me, but normally I'm in fourth gear on this trail, and I don't know. I just felt great. I felt like $1,000,000, and I put it in fourth, fifth gear and just took off. But you know, this next little wash right here, look at Trigger go. The guy's on a YZ250. Normally those pretty much almost fall apart when they go by you, but man, he was just trucking. But I don't know what it was that inspired me when he went past me, and I just laid on the throttle, and I was going faster and faster than I'd ever gone before on this trail. I've been working on my fitness a lot, my diet, and I've got myself in really good endurance shape right now. I can go 4 or 5 hours pretty much no problem. Just full hammer down. That's my buddy Scott there in front of me. That guy got third place in the Mint 400 a couple years ago, he and his team. He said his tummy hurt, so I don't know. Everybody has an excuse when they get past, but he was just kind of cruising. And for me, I was going just, light my hair on fire fast, and was just out of my mind. Water just streaming out of my eyes, thinking I was just. For me, I was going fast. This was fourth, fifth gear, and I was just skipping over the top of the whoops and just trucking. I don't know why, but I could see lines that I hadn't seen before, which was really nice. And my 300 XC, it's a 2023, and I've got Cref suspension on the front. Everything was just dialed in. The tires are getting such great traction. I had nothing but confidence. So we went through, as you can see, a variety of trails. This is obviously a higher speed single track, but we also did those hill climbs, and we went through some old mine trails and mine ditches, and we did a couple of the Big Jimmy hill climb. You'll see later on in this video. Here's one of these mine trails. I think this is an old mining road that led to a mine, but just so cool here in southern Nevada. We have so much history that people never see, and we have so much single track out in the desert. It's incredible. The guys, they take good care of the trails, and we don't really deviate off them too much. So I I'm impressed always. I mean, we must have 500 miles of single track, and nobody has it mapped. That's what's so funny. We all say, hey, let's go to the Big Yucca, let's go to the bush, let's go to the pass, let's go wherever. Look at that weather front out there. See the clouds? It's crazy. That was like back out over California. It was just a perfect front going across, and we had nothing but sun and beautiful temperatures. But every part of this day, I just don't know what it was, but I felt spectacular. And I was watching all the other riders. Everybody was just dialed in. It was just one of those kind of perfect days where nobody got a flat and everybody was just cruising and clicking. And we had a pretty big group too, so that's unusual that nobody had a mechanical or anything like that. Nobody got tired. I don't know. It was pretty amazing. Once you get going? I mean, look at this. This is pretty steep right here too. We call that a pass, Christmas tree pass. And normally it's like when I'm going through there, I'm like nervous about the rocks or whatever. But I don't know. It was just got in the blue room or green room, so to speak, and just got in that perfect mind space and just cruising. I got back from Guatemala a few weeks ago, and to be able to ride these springtime conditions in Las Vegas, just awesome. Look at this. It's like a cactus garden out there. We've had some pretty good rain in Las Vegas the last few weeks, so our ground, it's such a nice combination of like sand and rock and dirt and that moisture in it. It's just so different, because in another 30, 40 days, we'll be in the 90, 100 degree heat, and that ground will loosen up, and we'll have dust. And right now there's basically no dust. Just beautiful. Everybody's getting dialed in for the races coming up, and everybody's been doing races. Just so killer. Yeah, and again, we call this is like part of what we call the Happy Trail. If you're here in Vegas, you know where it is, and if you ask me where it is, I couldn't even tell you. I just have it in my mind. So, if you're one of those guys, you want to come to Vegas, you want to ride with us, just reach out to me on YouTube. As long as you can take care of yourself and maintain these speeds, and or if you're faster than us, just pretend like you're not. But we'd love to hang out with you. You know how it is. It's just the secret single track for the locals. Everywhere I go on Earth, people have these kind of trails. You'll never find them. They're not in any kind of guidebooks. Look at this, my buddy Jim Ogden right there. He just got a brand new 350 SX KTM. I've never seen the guy stronger or faster on a bike than right now. I mean, he is so difficult to keep up with for me. Before I could keep up with him when he was on his 2012, but he did a quantum leap and a decade change on his motorcycle. And there he is, like way out in the distance, and I just everything in my power to keep up with him. And actually, most of the guys in the group, and for me, I think I'm just hauling butt. Been a real interesting year. I've ridden a lot of different places. Last year I got to do the Baja 1000. I had the honor to be able to ride in that with a team. I got to do a really big race in Guatemala with 1,000 other guys. That was super cool. So to be able to skip around different terrains and different countries, and then come back home and hang out with my great buddies. We've all been pals for the last 15 years or so, and rip the good stuff, and hit the terrain like this. It's just absolutely awesome. You probably noticed too, I did this video kind of out of order, but this is the start of the day right here. I chopped the whole thing together just based on what I thought was super interesting. I really like to do that. But so this is the Big Jimmy hill climb right here. In the morning we went up over these crazy ridge lines. That's Colorado River and Lake Mojave in the background there. But I decided to go down the Big Jimmy hill climb. The other guys went around, and I thought I was going to smoke them, doing the shortcut. But these other guys are so fast. They took the nice, gentle downhill, which is not gentle at all. It's also kind of a mess, like right here. But the nice thing was I was able to scout out the hill climb and go down all the way, so that at the end of the day when we came back, I didn't know if the guys would want to go up it or not, because usually everybody's smoked at the end of the day. But this was one of those days where my buddy James and my buddy Steve got a brand new Husqvarna 300, so he wanted to try it out. And my buddy James, he got a brand new Husqvarna 350, so he wanted to try that hill climb out. So on the way back, we were able to turn around. You'll see right after this, I get out of this wash. So we go forward 3-4 hours in the day. We went back up. We found the trail off of where we were coming back in, and we decided to hit it. So here we are. This is now the final kind of push back towards the trucks at the end of the ride. We did about 65 miles, something like that, on this day. And man, I thought, I don't know what's going to happen here going up. I've done this hill climb a few times. Most of the time you just dig in and you're just dying. But here it is. That's the Big Daddy right there. This is no joke at all. But I used so many of the skills I learned in Guatemala, riding through roots and through the slippery jungle, and and these guys really taught me just keep that motor right at the edge, and almost where it dies. And there you go. Of course, I killed it. Just I got a little too close to the edge, and going up a hill like this and trying to start from nothing, I thought I'm gonna be dead, because in the past, the back tire just drops into this really soft hillside and just starts rototilling, and then you're just shooting rocks and crap everywhere and going nowhere and just digging in. But again, I don't know, I was able to get going and just kept my eye on the prize, just kept looking ahead. And again, this sucker is steep, rough, rugged. A lot of people have come to Jesus moment on that hill. I'm surprised none of us have almost had a heart attack there. Crazy. We're not exactly spring chickens anymore, but all of us are in pretty good shape. But I'll tell you, that's some of those hill climbs that just get so gnarly. Look how far down that is. That's a big hill right there. But here we go. I let James swing by me up here on the final piece and follow him in. James always seems to be our trail boss. He's one of those guys who always says, I'm going to take it easy today. I'm going to lay back. I'm going to let everybody else lead. And within 3 minutes, he just passes you. He's in the lead anyway. So he's just that guy. Yeah, I think you all know that guy too. It's like, when you think you're the trail boss, you go straight. James will be behind you. He'll go left, and the whole group will follow James, not me or whatever. So you know your place, which is cool. I mean, he's a hell of a rider and just does a great job leading. So I like it, to have a trail boss. You don't have to think about anything. When I trail boss, I've got to think about where I'm going and riding the bike. Here, I just ride the bike, follow the dust, follow the guy in front of me, and I'm good to go. All right, guys. Well, we're getting close to the end of the video here, and if you like this kind of content, please subscribe to my channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, it's always great to have you back. I'm glad to bring you on all these rides. Super fun. And like I said, if you feel comfortable, you want to come out, reach out to me on YouTube. I'd be more than happy to talk to you and see if we can put a ride together if I'm in town, or you're, whenever you're coming. But, I definitely know Las Vegas like the back of my hand. Just so great riding out here. All right, well, back to the truck. And guys, we'll see you out on the trail. Take it easy.